Hi, welcome back everyone to DKC3. We're in part 4 of the series, going to Cotton Top Cave. Even though it's mostly water. Unless I misread it, I can't remember. But yeah, this poor guy.
Why, hello there, Cogs. How are you? My name's Blue.
No, Dylan, it's I can't do a banjo voice.
Poor guy, he gets a bunch of bills, but not like a personal card. I can feel for that.
It's not a personal card, wait, what?
Yeah, that's what he. Well, if you had read his, you know.
Okay,
text,
I'm sorry.
The great Canadian coral reef.
Yes.
My favorite. I like how all those are like literally clownfish. Those other fish.
Yeah, it's great. So I kind of like the music in this water level because like DKC 1, like that's like the best one. Don't get me wrong, but this one's a lot more like eerie and like on edge. I really dig the vibe you get from it.
Yeah.
I know
music in general is really good.
Honestly,
I really like the intro theme.
I know nothing about the soundtrack, especially because the only version I played is the GBA one, which has an entirely different soundtrack.
Yeah, so you're in an interesting spot with this playthrough.
Well, even then, I don't remember the soundtrack to that at all because I only played it like early high school, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while. I don't really have an opinion on this game.
So I'm guessing you got the Super Nintendo cartridge like after that?
Oh, I don't even have the Super Nintendo card. I have it on Virtual Console.
Oh, okay.
I have the Super Nintendo cart for the first 2 games though, which I got for free.
Good deal.
My entire Super Nintendo collection I got for free.
I'm actually really happy that like my first experience with the country games, like really playing them, was like co-op with Jacob. That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Back to what you were saying though, Brendan, because like even like the Super Nintendo that you have, like I gave to you, so like like your entire I would assume the majority of your Super Nintendo collection has been like, you know, received from one person or another.
Actually, no, it all came from one person. Basically, my mom knew someone who has a Super Nintendo, but they don't play video games anymore, so I just got my entire collection from them, and I haven't bought any games since because Super Nintendo games are way too expensive. Yeah,
dude. Same with the N64 and GameCube. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. I only have as many GameCube games as I have because I love that system, but if it wasn't for that, I would be way more hesitant to buy anything for that.
Yeah.
Melee?
And even GameCube games that I want, like Chibi Robo for GameCube, forget about it.
Yeah, it's like, what, $70–$80 now?
It's expensive. Yeah, like you said, Melee is still up there.
Yeah,
50,
Melee is the only Smash game I don't own, and it's because of the price.
Even the GameCube version of Twilight Princess is still like $60.
I got it for 40 years ago, like I was 14, I think. And even then, like, that was still a lot of money.
Yeah, it's not, for a GameCube game.
I just can't believe Melee is still the price of a new game.
Yeah, best-selling game on the GameCube, and it's still like a full-price game.
If Nintendo actually re-released their GameCube games, we probably wouldn't be in this situation because the demand wouldn't be nearly as high.
Yeah. So we're in like this waterfall stage area, which is pretty cool because I don't know, like as you can see, you can kind of mess with like the different layering that they have. Which is pretty cool. I know they introduced the elephant in this stage is actually pretty cool because like he can suck up the water from the waterfall and use it.
This game invented the rocket barrels from Donkey Kong Country Returns.
How does that make you
Yes, they did.
I mean, okay. I don't dislike the rocket barrels like a lot of people do. I mean, the controls are weird, but you get used to them.
I just heard some people really didn't like the rocket barrel.
I like him. I like, the reason I love Returns and Tropical Freeze is just because how crazy the level design gets. And at least that's one of the reasons. And the rocket barrel levels are really, really good with that. The main issue other people have would be the controls, but I personally get used to them, so...
Yeah, I didn't like them being one-hit kills though. In the Wii version.
Yeah, but Tropical Freeze fixed that though.
Yeah. Which they're really cinematic in those games too. Like, really sharp.
Like you know that one of the craziest levels in Tropical Freeze would be the Rocket Barrel one in the that jungle with all the fruit.
Yep.
That level is insane. I love it. Also, the music is amazing.
You know,
I like how you guys are saying all this, but I haven't played Returns or Tropical Freeze.
You have played Returns, but you because I let you borrow it, but then you're bad at it.
Was it the Wii or 3DS one?
Wii. I've never even touched the 3DS one.
I played both, and the 3DS one is just, I think it's like a better game overall. There's more levels they add at the end, and the controls are just better. There's no Wii waggling.
Yeah, that is nice.
Everything's on a button.
That is nice, but at the same time, it's on the 3DS. So, like, the performance is worse, it's at 30. I just don't like playing on the 3DS, honestly. Ever since I got the Switch, whenever I go back to the 3DS, my hands hurt really quickly. That's just not a comfortable system to play.
Yeah, I agree.
That's one game that should be remastered HD is Returns.
Yeah, I was very much against Tropical Freeze being $60 on the Switch, but if they bundled in Returns, like the Wii version of Returns with button controls, and the 3DS exclusive stages, pretty much like they did with Hyrule Warriors, I would have been more than okay with paying $60 for that, in like a collection of those two games.
Oh yeah, also.
Oh yeah, Mario 64.
Yeah. It's a great reference.
She's playing. I think she's playing on a Japanese cart. You can tell because the white label.
Either that or it's the generic N64 logo on a white background. Because I know some of the earlier cartridges had it that way.
Yeah, but she's specifically playing Mario 64, so it'd be kind of weird if she was playing on that.
Yeah, that's true.
So, why does she have a Japanese copy? First off, this is a European developed game. Second off, this game takes place in Donkey Kong, Canada.
I'd imagine at this point they probably had dev kits for the N64.
No, Mario 64
only
is
has
out.
Japanese versions of the game.
I'm pretty sure Mario 64 is out at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
To say, does this come out like the year after?
Well, this was 96, but I think this was like a holiday game for 96. So Mario 64 was out in both North America and Japan at that point. So yeah, I don't know. Unless they rendered it earlier and it just didn't bother. It's a really tiny detail. I mean,
my headcanon is what's her name? Granny Kong? I don't know.
Wrinkly Kong.
Old Lady Kong. She is a hardcore Nintendo gamer.
Lady Kong.
She's a hardcore Nintendo gamer, and she.
Wrinkly Kong.
Old Lady Kong. She's a hardcore Nintendo gamer and bought a Japanese copy so she can play it early.
Yeah. Which back then that was actually worth doing because it'd take months for that stuff to get over. And poor Europe, by the way. They just wouldn't get it to like the year after.
Yeah, they got it sometime in '97. I think it was like around a full year later.
But they were doing that with like the GameCube too. Like 2002 was when the GameCube came out over there. Like Europe just got the short end of the stick like every console generation.
They really did, and they had to deal with the 50 hertz thing too.
Yeah. Have you seen Ocarina of Time on the 50 hertz game?
I think it's like 15 FPS.
Yeah, it's even worse.
I was gonna say, it's bad enough that the game only runs at like, what, it was like 20 FPS?
Yeah, it's
20 or 30, yeah.
No, it's only 20. It's 30 if you're
it's
playing...
It's only 20?
Yeah, it's 30 if you're playing on Virtual Console or the 3DS version, but if you're playing on original hardware, it's 20.
Jeez.
And it dips.
Yep.
Best
I was gonna say, they had to put it that low of a frame rate, and it still chugs.
Honestly, it's such a slow-paced game, you get used to it. But
yeah, that's true.
Still, it's not ideal.
And not only that, most of the game was actually somewhat stable.
Yeah, like I played it on the N64 a few years ago, and honestly, I got used to 20 pretty quickly. But I'm not really a stickler for frame rate either, so I'm sure others would be different.
But I can definitely see why they kept it at that rate, though, because I'm pretty sure they probably tried to put it at 30, but I imagine it probably dipped way too often. So,
yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like, keep it at a stable frame rate rather than you may go to 30, but it's like you're definitely gonna tell like it's more jarred.
If only Link's Awakening listened to this.
Yeah. Is that game still like really laggy? Did they ever fix
I
that?
don't think they have.
honestly, I was wholeheartedly expecting them to do 30 FPS in that game with the 1080p resolution and everything.
Like, okay, honestly, for games like that, like Link's Awakening is a top-down game. You get like no control over the camera. Like 30, I think is completely fine. But if it constantly jumps between 60 and 30, like it's jarring. So yeah, they should have capped it at 30. It's so weird that they didn't.
Yeah, that was like, I mean, I'm a huge Zelda fan, but like that was like the one game where I was just like, no, like, I'm not paying $60 or whatever.
Oh, I didn't want to pay 60 because it was a remake of a Game Boy game.
Yeah, that was my big thing.
Yeah, it was the dungeon builder thing looked cool, but it's like it's like not nearly as in depth as I'd want it to be, you know.
Yeah.
If that game was
I think
40,
it should have been like $40.
Yeah, if it was 40, I would have actually bought it, but I refuse to buy it.
Yeah, like a Captain Toad type deal.
I 100% refuse to buy it for 60.
Yeah.
Even if I meant that the physical version.
Well, I don't see why that would have to happen. There are plenty of $40 physical games. I just bought Battle for Bikini Bottom on Switch, and that was 30. I got it physically.
I was just saying, they could have did the whole Switch tax thing where the physical version was like 50 and the digital version was like 40.
I don't think that would be necessary, though. The reason that happens to begin with is because sometimes games just can't fit in the cart size Nintendo offers.
Yeah.
But Link's Awakening is not going to be able to fit on the cartridge.
Yeah, that's not a big game, so yeah, not necessary for that.
That'd be quite the achievement, actually. Taking an original Game Boy game and not making it fit on a Switch cartridge.
Just make the textures like way too high resolution, even like 4K, even though the Switch can't handle that.
4K textures.
Yeah.
They're looking out for the emulation side of things, because you know Nintendo.
Oh, that's nice of them.
Nintendo does that, yeah. Finally throwing us a bone. Oh yeah. Also, it just disappears on us, so yeah.
It evaporated.
If it goes off screen, it doesn't exist.
Yep, don't you level game logic? I mean, that still kind of runs in some other games today.
Yeah. Not nearly to the same extent,
games
though.
are more guilty with that, because it does
Okay.
deload stuff when it's not on screen.
So this level, it adds the mechanic of you try to keep this fish happy, and in order to do that, you have to keep feeding it. I think it's like green fish. But if it eats like the spiky urchins, then it gets hungry, and if it gets too hungry, it eats you or bites you. So watch out.
This is just that Spyro 2 minigame in Idle Springs.
This is a really neat idea though for like a water stage.
Yeah, and it definitely like the music adds to it too. So you're constantly like you're trying to rush, but not rush too much to the point where you're hitting everything. So
Right.
also, I guess it's like a nuclear lake again, like DKC1.
Yeah. I just remember really sucking at the water stage. I remember I kept running into the sea urchins and Jacob was just like face palming the whole way.
Dylan, this is a water level. How can you run into anything?
He's got a point.
Yeah, well. No, I'm not gonna give you that one, Brendan. I'm sorry.
But I'm right.
Yeah, well.
How often do you run in water?
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't know? As in, have you ever done that?
It has to be really shallow.
Yeah.
Well, is this shallow? This Canadian ocean?
This coral reef.
This Canadian coral reef.
We're never gonna stop joking about that.
I love this version of Canada. There's floating bananas, there's talking alligators and bears and anthropomorphic creatures.
Banjo's children.
Banjo's children populated in Canada. The start of the civilization.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Okay. What an interesting timeline this is.
Did they ever write letters to Papa Banjo?
Papa Banjo. You wrote them the blue and blunder and...
Dear Papa Banjo, how was your latest adventure?
How was the coral reef?
Stop calling me Papa Banjo.
That's just the whole letter he sends. Just stop calling me Papa Banjo.
Just in all caps.
Like the Animal Crossing letters we sent.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man.
we need to get back into that game. I know, we used to bring it up a lot in our videos, but...
The bug off happened yesterday. I didn't even turn the game on. I haven't played the game in a week.
Yeah.
I
feel like I've been like neglectful to my villagers. I feel so horrible.
I finally got that stupid blue rodent, Rodney, move out, and I just put the game down after that. Like, it's as if getting him to move out was my ultimate goal. And once I got it, I was done.
He didn't know what to do.
Yeah, honestly,
Mission accomplished.
I'm only partially joking because I feel like that might actually be it.
Alright, so I don't even know, like, this is like a crab or something? Or some sort of crustacean boss you're trying to fight,
It's
so...
a
hit
wall.
it! Oh. it's literally the wall, okay.
I mean, I always assumed it was just some sort of weird statue thing. I don't know.
Wow, also, yeah. The aim could be a little off.
My thing is like, it's like embedded in the wall, so like, how are you supposed to know what it is?
I don't know. I'll look up official artwork and get more info on it, so...
Okay.
But yeah, it's kind of like, when you really think about it, it's kind of lame, because it's like, don't get hit by the water, you know, the thing that you were just swimming in. And it's like, you attack it with, guess it, like, water, which is like what it's in.
I feel like an elephant should be able to handle that just fine.
Well, I think he tries to, he's trying to spray you off the platform, is what it is.
Taking me out of the waterfall, so obviously water doesn't hurt his eyes. It's
like, did I get him?
Okay, the fact that his eyes can go, like, behind and in front of the waterfall means that he can extend his eyeballs.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's kind of weird when you think about it. Oh yeah, it gives you a 1 ski, so...
What a weird thing for a sentient
yeah,
wall to have.
what a odd thing.
Time to go upgrade our vehicle again.
Yeah. Funky just like gets anything completely random and it's just like, oh yeah, I can use that. It's like, Funky, it's just a pop can. No, I can use that.
This is kind of the running theme with this game. You just kind of go to areas, get some parts, come back.
The ultimate ride.
So back to Papa Banjo.
Okay. Punkers.
Who's the mother?
Mama Banjo?
Kazooie?
Mama Banjo.
Mama
Kazooie! Oh god.
Oh wow.
I mean, what other female characters are there? Grunty?
Oh god. Oh god. No, I'm not gonna finish it.
I've seen way too much Banjo and Kazooie ship art.